Welcome to the Morning Update. I'm Erin Ramsey. Australia has reached an agreement with US pharmaceutical company Moderna to supply 25 million vaccines. There'll be 10 million this year and another 15 million next year. The doses compensate for the decision not to use the AstraZeneca vaccine for under 50s. Meantime, a bit of a backtrack from Scott Morrison. The Prime Minister says the timeline on vaccines and the reopening of the international border isn't certain. It comes just 24 hours after the Treasurer outlined a plan to have us all vaccinated by the end of the year, with international travel to kick off again in the middle of next year. Scott Morrison denies the budget is built on lies, though.
The vaccination program, as it's set out in the budget papers, just assumes that it's likely that this will be in place by the end of the year.
Another cell of short but severe storms has hit the South-East Queensland region overnight. The event bringing strong winds and heavy rain and large hailstones from the Gold Coast to the Central Highlands. There was flash flooding across several suburbs in Brisbane. The United Nations Security Council has held talks in New York on the renewed violence between Israel and the Palestinians. The conflict has seen some of the heaviest fighting since 2014. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has strongly condemned airstrikes from both sides.
Israel has a right to defend itself. Palestinians have a right to live in safety and security. The most important thing going forward now is to take down the violence.
And the federal government is considering tightening the rules for exemptions to travel overseas. It follows confirmation more than 130,000 Australians have been allowed to leave the country more than once during the pandemic. Some have left and returned 5 times. To sport now, in Brisbane Roar and the Central Coast Mariners have drawn 0-0 in the A-League. Perth Glory beat Western United 3-0. Melbourne City will play Adelaide United tonight. James Tedesco will be the New South Wales fullback for State of Origin 1 against Queensland in Melbourne next month. In basketball, South-East Melbourne has beat the New Zealand Breakers 91-82, and in tennis, Aussie John Millman has been beaten in the second round of the Italian Open by Matteo Berrettini 6-4, 6-2. Meanwhile, Serena Williams is also out, beaten by Nadia Podoroska 7-6, 7-5. In entertainment news, Ellen DeGeneres says her popular daytime TV show will finish next year. The American star says while the program is fun, it's no longer a creative challenge for her. The Ellen Show began in 2003 and recently suffered a dip in ratings after allegations of a toxic workplace. She will undergo an interview with Oprah Winfrey today. Demi Lovato is taking on a new venture that's quite literally out of this world. The singer will star in a new 4-part series called Unidentified with Demi Lovato, in which she will investigate UFOs. And Denzel Washington and Frances McDormand are joining forces in a new movie revamp of Shakespeare's Macbeth. The pair will play husband and wife in the film, which will be directed by McDormand's husband, Joel Cohen. That's your latest from the Nova podcast team. We'll see you this afternoon for another episode of The Update.